Good morning from EPCOT. We are here bright and early because today is a media event day. We're back for the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. We're starting off at EPCOT, but first we're going to run over to Animal Kingdom to try to catch the first showing of Kite Tales. Then we'll be back for some media fun. So I wanted to say thank you to Walt Disney World for having us out for this media event. Let's head over to Animal Kingdom and see if we can catch Kite Tales. All right, we've made it to Animal Kingdom. Now we're headed back to the Kite Tales Stadium, which is the previous Rivers of Light Stadium. Oh, check out their 50th celebration banners. They've got some zebra print on them. There are also golden statues here. We'll see if we see any in passing, but we are running over to the stadium because we've got about 35 minutes before the show starts. Oh yeah, we've got Simba and Timon and Pumbaa. There's also Bambi over there on the other side, but we're headed this way. So maybe on the way out, we'll see if we can see Bambi. We got Nemo and Dory just over here, kind of underneath the Tree of Life. Oh, we can kind of see a little bit of a preview of some of the kites around for Kite Tales. And that's the stadium we're headed to. Oh, this is cool. Just outside of the stadium, they've got some banners that will move around in the wind, telling you where to go for Kite Tales. So this is the previous Rivers of Light Stadium, is now the Kite Tales Stadium. Expedition Everest is right there. We've got the Simang Apes are straight across from us. Right behind us was the former location of the Finding Nemo musical. And then over to our left is Dinoland USA. This isn't part of the show, but Character Flotilla just came out from backstage. Nice little precursor to the show though. I don't know if you guys can hear, but there's some background music that's kind of stylized versions of Disney songs. Like this is You'll Be in My Heart by Phil Collins from the Tarzan soundtrack. Also, Donald and Daisy came out on their flotilla. Also, as we look around the stadium, all these kites decorated like different characters from the Disney universe. So like we've got Crush, we've got King Louie over here, we got the characters from The Lion King, Nala, Zazu over there. We even got some bugs from A Bug's Life, it almost looks like. We got Pua, Nico. Oh, here come the jet skiers. They're getting ready for the show. So I have a feeling they're gonna hook the kites up to the jet skis. We can see all the staging for the kites back here. So that's where the jet skis are gonna head to. Just want to mention how much I like this stylized version of Let's Go Fly a Kite from Mary Poppins, which is very fitting for a Kite Tail show. All these characters keep coming out. The show's only like 12 minutes away, and we still haven't seen Rafiki come back. Alright, there it is. Mickey and Minnie are headed backstage, so I think the show is going to start any moment now. And here it is. Before the show actually starts, we got some cast members bringing out these kites on sticks while we're listening to Little Mermaid.
Welcome to Disney Kite Tales, where the magic of Disney storytelling soars like never before. Soon the Discovery River Theater and the entire lagoon will come alive with a dazzling kite display filled with interactive performers, vibrant colors, and high-flying adventure as some of your favorite Disney friends take to the sky. We now invite you to find a seat and enjoy all the colorful wonders of Disney Kite Tales.
These are neat. They're almost like kite puppets.
Throughout the display, performers may be moving through the theater and between the aisles. Please be mindful of the walkways around you. The high-flying adventure of Disney Kite Tales will begin in just 10 minutes.
So this is still just pre-show kite activity going on. Still waiting for the main show to begin. Ooh, is this Squirt's mom? Because this is definitely Crush, right? So they kind of handed some small turtles kites to guests, and they are all kind of walking around with them, almost like a little parade of little sea turtle kites being led by Squirt in the back. Do you see him back there?
In just a few minutes, the Discovery River Theater and the entire lagoon will come alive with a dazzling kite display.
Ooh, they've
To soar
inflated
like never before.
one of the kites over there. That looks
During
like
the
King
display,
Louis.
performers will be moving throughout the theater and between the aisles.
And then you can see we've got Zazu over there as well.
Please be mindful of the walkways around you.
And we've got Mr. Ray coming out now. Oh, so the drummers seem to be part of it. That's exciting. So like they're playing drums live in the Discovery River Lagoon.
Hello, Kite Tales friends! And hello, Mr. Ray! We are the Discovery Island Drummers! Before Kite Tales officially takes flight, we'd like to add some extra fun to our Walt Disney World 50th anniversary celebration. So feel free to clap along and join in on the Kite Tales fun. All right now, here we go!
Yay!
Since the dawn of time,
Calls are flying by.
the air around us has held an ancient magic. When the wind picks up just right, can carry the sights and sounds from the lush jungles of India to the grand canvas of sky above. Join us now as we allow the magic of Disney storytelling to soar like never before.
Alright, well that was interesting. So we can see that there is a Zazu kite over there. So we know that each show will be different. So this show was the Jungle Book, and the next show will be the Lion King. I think the other interesting thing was how they put the Baloo kite over there, but the King Louis kite, they just kind of like put into the water. Huh. Well, that was a fun show with a lot going on for sure. So the show that we just saw was the Jungle Book version of the show. The next version will be a Lion King version. You can see they're inflating the Zazu kite right now. And there's one on the other side. I wonder what the next kite is next to Zazu. Maybe it's a Simba kite. Alright, before we leave Animal Kingdom, I wanted to come into Dino-Rama because they are starting to take down Primeval Whirl. You can see there's track missing right there, and there actually used to be a sign here that said Primeval Whirl. It has since been taken down. We don't have any information on what's happening here or what they're going to do with the space. They haven't even announced that they are taking it down, but they definitely are. Look at this, you can see cut steel up there from a plasma cutter. Another thing I wanted to point out while we're in Dino Land is that the Boneyard is back open, which is a giant playground here in Dino Land. One day we're gonna bring Jackson here and I think he's gonna love it. All right, so there you have it. That was Kite Tales at Animal Kingdom. It was a super fun show. I liked it. There was a lot going on, a lot to keep your attention, a lot of very memorable songs, like different versions of songs from the movies. I really want to see the Lion King version of the show. So now we're headed back to EPCOT. We have to be there in about an hour. We got about an hour to get there, and to get to where we need to go, we might get a little preview of Guardians of the Galaxy. You never know. Media events are fun like that. So let's head back to EPCOT. Looks like EPCOT's gone to the dogs. We got Goofy and Pluto out here. All right, so we are headed back to do our Guardians of the Galaxy thing. Unfortunately, it is an active construction site, so I cannot show you guys any of it, but I can come out and tell you guys what I saw. So that's what's gonna happen. So we just got out of Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, which is this building right here. We didn't go into this portion of the building or the ride. We went into this portion back here, which is this blue building right there. And that is the second half of the ride. So what happens is you're visiting Xandar, and this is the very first otherworldly pavilion at EPCOT. So think of it like visiting Germany or Japan in the World Showcase here at EPCOT, but instead you're visiting the planet Xandar, and they're showing you off the culture and the people and the wondrous things that are Xandar. Then I have a feeling, they didn't explain this to us, and they said that we're going to get to ask more questions tomorrow during the rest of the media event for the 50th, but I have a feeling that they're showing you off things and then something goes wrong and the Guardians of the Galaxy come in and take you into the show building, which is the main portion of the roller coaster, and they said this is a backwards launching roller coaster. Another thing about it is they can control the direction that the car looks separate from the direction that the car is going. So they kind of equated it to an Omnimover, much like Haunted Mansion or Mission Space, but at roller coaster speed. So you're facing backwards, you're launched up into the show building or into the main roller coaster building. They said it's one of the longest indoor roller coasters in the world. It's also a story coaster. So there, when we were in there, we could see all the track. There was a lot of it, and there was like at least 4 levels of track all the way up to the ceiling. It's a huge building back there, and you could see screens. So at speed, I believe, and I'll find out a little bit more about this tomorrow, I believe they can point you in the direction of the excitement or of like the action at speed. So if you're going around a corner and there's a screen over here, you're facing this way as you go around the corner and you follow the action on the screen. Another thing that I noticed is that there were overhead screens, and one that sort of looked like it went overhead and dove down. So I think you probably have one over your head. You don't get to, I don't think the car tilts back and points you up at the ceiling, but it will point you forward and you'll see the action go overhead, and then there's a drop to where you drop down a hill and follow the action down. It's gonna be a very, very exciting roller coaster. I wish I could have showed it to you guys because it was really impressive to see. So one thing that somebody noticed is that the verbiage around the 50th has sort of changed. So instead of saying things are going to be open by the 50th or for the 50th, they say that they will be opened during the 50th. So this is a 1.5 year long celebration. I think it's an 18-month celebration that they're celebrating the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. So there's a little bit of time for this roller coaster to open, and they're still doing work. Like you can see on the building back there, they're not done with it yet. They are still working on it. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what we get to see tomorrow too. So stay tuned, because you never know what we'll be able to find out during the rest of this media event. Just looking out here at World Showcase Lagoon, they've got some of the screens turned on. Just doing kind of a water scene right now, but occasionally it'll pop up with the 50th. So here is the question. We have two food booths that are scheduled to open on October 1st. That's just in a couple of days. And they should be sitting behind this wall right here. That is Belgium and Brazil. I don't know. We'll find out on the 1st. So another thing that's happening during this media event is we are able to ride Ratatouille and do a rider cam. So come ride Ratatouille with me. Back into the Paris skyline. When we get to look into the artist shop, we're actually in the Fast Pass or the Lightning Lane queue right now. I like that we get to see different art as well. And then of course, one of the artworks turns into the ride instructions.
A simple omelet? Too simple. Why not? Mais oui, that's it!
Watch out now. We're rats. There's a giant ham up here. So now we're gonna go get a spot for the fireworks to see the premiere of Harmonious.
As a gift to all of you, we invite you to join us tonight for a surprise presentation of the all-new nighttime spectacular Harmonious.
It's a surprise.
Beginning at 9 o'clock. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Who knew?
I'm Steve Davison. I'm creative director for Harmonious through Walt Disney Imagineering Live Entertainment.
Okay, so you're doing Harmonious and Enchantment then?
No, I just did Harmonious because it
Okay.
was such a big, monstrous thing to kind of tackle
Okay.
and bring to life, and we wanted to do something really special and different. So Harmonious really is about bringing the world together, and the idea was to take Disney music and now take World Showcase and have World Showcase literally bring that story to life through them. So when we go out to do a film, we actually go to that culture, and then the culture inspires the film. What we did was then say, okay, this is what we got from you. We're now going to take the music and art and give it back to you. How would you represent it to us?
Okay.
So we went around the world, literally. We went to Africa, we went to India, and we basically went to these cultures and said, how would you do Jungle Book now? Or how would you do Lion King? And they put it back to us. So when you look at the show, you're actually going to see the world presenting it, which I thought was very fun and different, and not just like a Disney musicade. Like,
Okay.
oh, we're just going to go around and do this. It's very authentic. It has over 100 different recording sessions all over the world, 9
Wow.
different countries, 240 musicians and singers. But what's cool about it is we kept the traditions. So when we first start, we do chapter 1, which is called Gather. So everyone comes around the lagoon.
Right.
I did a really crazy thing where I took 5 of the different openings from Disney films that were a cappella singing, and I put them on top of each other. And they're all in a relative key of F, so it worked. So now you're going to hear Hunchback of Notre Dame set against Frozen, set against Moana, set against Lion King, all singing together for once for the first time.
Okay.
So, and it's really what we wanted the show to be about this blending of culture, that when you hear it all together, we all are more alike than we are different.
Right.
And then we cycle into a really inspirational piece, which we call a dawn. So Lion King brings the dawn, and then we go into Go the Distance and How Far I'll Go. And then we light up World Showcase and show you that, like anyone in this world, like our characters, you can go anywhere and you can be anything. And then that leads us into section 2, which is Celebrate. And that's where we start to go from, we begin in the Middle East with Aladdin, and then we jump to India to Jungle Book, and then we jump into China and Mulan. From there, we go to Africa and do Lion King through the eyes of Africa. Then we go to Europe, and then we start with the Beauty and the Beast piece that takes us into France, and we do Out There. We then end up in Scotland, where we do a whole thing with Touch the Sky.
Okay.
And then we come back home to North America, and we start off with Coco and do this whole blow up in kind of this Latin America thing that's really explosive. And then we end up back in America itself, where we do Dig a Little Deeper, and we do this whole gospel piece that will bring the house down. I mean, it's really amazing what it does. And then we take a breath, and as some executives upstairs, when we presented it, because we actually brought in a live gospel choir to pitch it, they're like, how are you going to top that? I said, well, we'll see. And we actually wrote 2 different finales, and the one you'll see tonight is the new one, which is all about, it's a song from Hunchback of Notre Dame called Someday. And it really brings everyone who sang in the show together. It is a world choir, it's a world orchestra, you feel all the textures. And it's not the traditional, like, we can go the distance finale.
Right.
It's totally about, someday when we are wiser, when we all can do this together, we can make this world a better place.
Okay.
And it does one of my big traditional, big mega finales. But it ends and we take the world away. We do that piece where we bring the whole world together, and then we show you that it can be here one day, but it can be gone the next. But if we all join together, that one little blue marble can come back, which it does. And then it's just surrounded by this glorious choir and every piece of pyro on earth that can be launched into the sky. And it really leaves you kind of with that breathtaking kind of wow that we can do.
Okay.
But I think it'll make you cry. I think
right.
a lot of people, if you have any kind of sense of heart within you, you'll feel it. And then from there we leave a beautiful walkout, which we basically say, take the song with you, or take a song with you, and remember that it's better when we sing it together. And that someday can be today through you, is really kind of the message of the show. Wow. That you can take, Disney inspires everyone around the world. Our songs go anywhere. There's no borders for us. We do 32 different languages when we take something out into the world. And I think that's really special because we can touch somebody in India, as well as Africa, as well as New Mexico if you want. And really say, you can be something special too. So go for it.
That's amazing.
Because you can go the distance.
I feel like I want to clap after that. That was great. Yeah, that's all that I needed. That was
Okay.
That was perfect. Holy cow, he got me so excited for Harmonious tonight. It's gonna be so good. I cannot wait. Some time has passed and it is now dark here at EPCOT. And we are making our way to where we're gonna be watching the fireworks from. Kind of a big group of people already all lined up, ready to watch the first showing of Harmonious.
All around us, the world is alive with music, voices calling out in search of one another. We find each other in song.
حيث لا يسمح أن أكون
and it's enough to lift the human spirit. Set the song inside you soaring, and the whole wide world will hear it. Wherever the world leads you next, we hope you carry a song with you and know that the promise of someday begins inside of you today. Good night.
So as the night rolls out, the park is now closed, the show is over, and they're playing remixes of the songs from the show. As we are heading towards the front, get a real good look at beacons of light. And this is Spaceship Earth. This is super impressive. I feel like I'm kind of surprised that they didn't do this earlier in Spaceship Earth's life. I know that we have the technology now, but this looks amazing.
There is a special magic that flows through this place, expanding with stardust made more brilliant by the light that lives within you. Our sparks ignite the magic to create a beacon, shining out and celebrating 50 years of the most magical place on Earth.
Well, that was fun. Now we've got waves of color going across Spaceship Earth. I feel like that's kind of like a kiss goodnight here at this park. Ooh, monorails. What an enjoyable day at EPCOT. That fireworks show, Harmonious, is the best fireworks show that I've seen in World Showcase Lagoon. And I will stick by that. I loved it. I will watch it again and again. I really liked Spaceship Earth being all lit up like this, the beacons of light. I like that they had like a dance party after the fireworks show. It was a great time. So tomorrow is another day, another fun media day. We'll be at Magic Kingdom and the Contemporary. So I want to say thank you to Disney for having us out. And with that being said, we are off. We'll see you all tomorrow.
I'm Karen.
I'm Nadim. We're from
Dubai,
and now it's time to pay the price.